Hi everyone and welcome to Pixels, a podcast for the discerning gamer. Hello everyone and welcome to Pixels. This is a show where we talk about the gaming news from the past couple of weeks. We cover PC, consoles, industry, mobile, everything that is important for you to know. My name is Patrick Beja and today we have a special show for you. We have Scott Johnson joining us. How is it going, Mr. Johnson?
I'm so good, Mr. Beja. Thank you for having me on your show where we call each other by our last names. I really enjoy it.
You know, I try to be a little bit more distinguished nowadays to show the listeners how much we value them. That is exactly
nice
what
work.
we're doing here.
Very nice.
So I was saying we're going to have a kind of a different, special kind of show today. It's Gamescom, and there's some things. Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed by what's been happening at Gamescom, but there are some little bits of news, and then we timed it so that in about half an hour, more or less, there's going to be the Blizzard Gamescom stream that's going to start. There should have a couple of things revealed there, and we're going to be doing the second part of the show during that with a live commentary similar to what we usually do during E3. So, and since we're giant Blizzard nerds, that should be fun for us. So, first part is going to be about half an hour about the Gamescom news so far, and then Blizzard live commentary thing. Hopefully you enjoy that. Are you looking forward to this episode, Scott Johnson?
I am really looking forward to this episode. In fact, it's funny, you said earlier that you've been slightly disappointed in Gamescom overall up to this point, and I am with you on that. I agree. So I have high hopes that Blizzard's bit will be my highlight, which is exciting because I love Blizzard and they're my favorite video game company ever. And the idea that maybe they'll salvage this for me is intriguing. So I'm hoping that's true.
They've announced a bunch of things already, little things for each game. They have a reveal which might or might not be just the new computer graphics in short movie that they have already said they would be showcasing. So we'll see if they have more than that. I doubt it, but we'll see. But until then, let's dive into what happened this week at Gamescom, starting with the Microsoft, how do I call it? Like live stream? It wasn't a press conference. No. It was a live stream, and I have stuff to say about it. But first, all right. Scott, what did you think? Did you watch it? I did.
I saw a bunch of it. Let's just say I'm a little bummed. I'm actually very bummed about what Microsoft showed. I think that there's a couple of things of interest. For example, I think Jurassic World Evolution looks super interesting, which we can talk about in more detail if you want. But other than that, it was either stuff we knew was coming, things that have been a long time coming, or things missing that we were hoping would be coming, like, for example, Crackdown 3 being delayed. That was a huge bummer. So if I'm going to lock down what my favorite thing of the Microsoft conference, it wasn't, hey, pre-orders for Xbox One X, or hey, guess what, that Recore game no one kind of liked is coming back in a definitive edition version, and who knows if you like that one. That's not interesting to me. What was interesting to me is that they are making an Age of Empires 4, that it's coming to PC, and that Relic is making it. So of everything I saw here, it's the Age of Empires 4 announcement that has me the most excited.
Which technically wasn't announced during that conference. They were strongly hinting at it, but it was announced like a couple of hours later, I think. I'm kind of with you on that. It was disappointing. I think, first of all, in form-wise, it wasn't a press conference at all. I felt like it could have been a Nintendo Direct type of thing, which we all kind of got used to and has some charm now after having, for the first couple of times it was weird. Now we kind of like it. But this felt more like a Nintendo Treehouse thing where it was three people on a couch and people were, developers were coming one after the other to show their game, which most of them if not all of them, are multi-platform. So what they ended up doing was presenting the game, and then the Microsoft representatives were like, yeah, and it plays really well with the immense power of the Xbox One X, which can render things in 4K, right? And they would go like, oh yeah, like it's Xbox One X, awesome. Like we can really, like you could feel the PR person writing the phrases that they would regurgitate, like, thanks to the power of the Xbox One X, we can achieve 60 frames per second on even in 4K. And it's like, it's true, it's cool, but the way it was presented made it a little bit less palatable to me. Here's what it felt like. It felt like those PC gaming conferences at E3, which I think we all have a sore spot in our hearts for.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, what I wanted out of that was every possible compelling reason to get an Xbox One X. At E3, it was really just announcement. Here's the real name. Here's what it's going to look like. Here's what it's capable of. The opportunity here was to say, guys, we're really close. You can pre-order really soon. And guess what? When it hits, all of these cool things are going to happen. You're going to get all these rad games, and you're going to change your life in all of these great ways, and not just simple PR speak. And what we got was simple PR speak, and it really bummed me out. So I don't know what that foretells for the console, except that I'm in no more rush to get that than I was before, and I'd really hope they'd give me a reason now, but they really didn't. Well, Crackdown 3 was maybe my only reason, and Crackdown 3 ain't coming now. So it's been
delayed to 2018. And Age of Empires is coming to PC. It's not. I mean, it's a PC game. So, but Relic is behind it. That's interesting. But getting back to the Xbox, they did announce over 100 games optimized, enhanced for Xbox One X. So that's kind of cool. There's a weird Project Scorpio limited edition, which I don't know. When the console comes out, I can understand you want a limited edition, but the Xbox One X, like, is there anyone actually rushing to get the Xbox One X limited? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be the same price. It's fine. I think I concluded that for some people who want a really powerful machine, like a PC grade powerful machine, and playing it from the comfort of their couch, this is probably the machine to get, because it's $500. It's much cheaper, like 3 to 4 times cheaper than the equivalent PC you would need to put together to get that kind of performance. So, but that's basically it. And I don't think there's a lot of people who are going to be excited for this. And we did get a lot of like things we had already seen. Assassin's Creed's Origin, that weird Recore Definitive Edition you mentioned, some Kinect games, of all things, that you can control them by controller, but I guess Kinect's not completely dead. The corpse is still moving. There was Forza Motorsport 7, World of Tanks, Sea of Thieves, still don't know what that game is. Insiders, Xbox Insiders can play the game, and it's not whatever. Shadow of War still looks cool, but multi-platform. Cuphead has a release date, September 29th. That you must be excited about, right?
Oh, I'm very excited. I've been excited since they teased that thing at, what was it, 2013's E3? It's been a very long time since they originally shown that.
It's changed a lot, though. I mean, we finally understand why it's been delayed so much. It switched from a bus rush game to a full-fledged, like, run and gun, shoot them up, full game experience. It's not just a bus rush. So that is finally the explanation why it's been delayed so much.
Yeah, which I'm super into. I want that game real bad, but I think I'm just gonna get it on Steam. I mean, again, it's not a motivating
it's coming on
factor
Steam as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not. There's just not a huge motivating factor for me to go, oh, guess what? I'm gonna rush out and get an Xbox One for this rad indie title I've had my eye on for so long. The fact that they're at least going to PC for a secondary platform. Again, I don't have another reason to go get an Xbox One X. And I hate being down on that thing. I want the Xbox One X to be rad. I want to be excited about it. I don't want to be a poo-poo head.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me, given the lack of motivation. Yeah, I do too. But it's, I want them to do great with this, guys. This is not a thing where I'm not rooting against Microsoft. If anything, it's the opposite. I want them to do really well with this.
Well, I think it's just as, it's kind of equivalent to the PlayStation 4 Pro in that it's less powerful, significantly. It's more powerful, significantly more powerful than the PlayStation 4 Pro, but then the PlayStation 4 Pro has more exclusive games. So, no one gets PlayStation 4 Pros anyway, unless you have a 4K TV. But there's Surviving Mars, which looks kind of cool. It's a game by Paradox, the guys behind Cities Skyline, which is a weird strategy city builder thing on Mars, and it's got a weird twist to it. The way it's presented is kind of funny. But that's about it, right? You did mention Jurassic World Evolution, which is coming out in a year. That did look kind of cool. Anything else even Jurassic World?
That looks interesting because there's just a ton of potential there. I like roller coaster tycoon style games. I like games where I build stuff and have people come use my stuff and make money on my stuff. And I like tycoon games. They're, generally speaking, a genre I can get my head around. The idea of raising dinosaurs, and in theory, the game would probably feature things like, I don't know how you're going to capture your dinosaurs or what happens if one gets loose, but I'm sure the game will support disaster control and that sort of stuff. There are a lot of really neat ideas that are in my imagination. Whether or not the game matches that, who knows? But it does. That looks like fun to me. So I'm way in on that one. The only other one that is of some interest to me is already multi-platform, and that's, of course, Shadow of War. I'm a little worried about the microtransaction stuff, which is a thing for a different show probably, but very much looking forward to that game. So, it's nice. Oh, and Origins looks nice. I want that Assassin's Creed game. It almost looks like they're making Black Flag 2 in a lot of ways, gameplay wise, which is really exciting to me. And again, I can get that in 2 other places. So, I wish I was more excited. If Crackdown 3 was part of this demonstration and they were on track, I would at least say, oh, there's one of my reasons. That open world game's fun. I'm looking forward to that, but it's just not there.
Shadow of War, I have to say I'm getting a tiny bit nervous. Just a tiny bit. I loved the first one. I'm starting to think this one doesn't bring I don't know. There's been so many games since then and so many games to play. The first one was awesome in an environment where there wasn't that much competition. And I'm not sure how much the second one is going to step up the game to compete with everything else that's coming out. But it's a tiny worry. Yeah. We'll see. And Assassin's Creed Origin, I'm not as excited about, but we'll see. All right. Well, that's it for... I don't think there's much more to add, except, you can do stuff on Mixer. Mixer is awesome. It's a great thing for Microsoft Xbox streaming. They pushed Mixer so much, and PC, they pushed PC a lot as well, which is great. But anyway, all right, that was Microsoft. EA as well, a little bit. There wasn't anything new announced. Yes, there were expansions for The Sims 4. You can get customizable dogs and cats. Which,
finally,
they looked, surprisingly cute. I think if I was in The Sims and playing Sims 4, I would be quite excited about those things. It was like, it's the Tamagotchi type thing. You have your little pet in the little pet world. And it's coming to PS4 and Xbox One, by the way. Sims Mobile as well.
I have a theory, by the way, that those games we're just about done making those for consoles. I think that mobile is where this stuff sort of belongs, and I'm a little surprised that they're pushing that stuff on consoles. But whatever, that's a big name. Probably will sell a bunch, but mobile's where it's at, in my opinion.
So you're not going to be rushing to create your customizable dog in Sims 4, is my understanding.
No, I think I'm more interested in there are 2 other dogs in video games I like more. I like the dog in Fallout 4, and I like the dog in the Mad Max open world game. Those are cool dogs.
You've been getting into that one.
I don't know what my problem is right now, but I am so back into that Mad Max game. It is way underrated. I know I'm already biased toward the property, but man, what a cool freaking game. It's really well done. If you like open world games, it's got everything you want in there, plus this rad world, and it's super good. So, hey, Flashback, everybody, 2015, go get it. Mad Max, Avalanche Studios, available now on whatever platform you own.
All right. News from a few years ago. Battlefront 2 has ship-to-ship combat, and it looks pretty rad. Battlefield 1 is getting more new content. That's kind of incredible. I mean, they're getting a new 5v5 competitive mode. They're getting... Anyway, Battlefield 1 is still on the radar. Battlefront 2, as I was saying, has ship-to-ship combat. Looks cool as well. A little bit difficult to control, maybe. But, yeah, Battlefront 2 looks good, too.
Sure. Yeah, I'm excited about Battlefront 2. Why not? I mean, it is what it is. That game has a lot to prove, though, because the last one was, a little simple. I think I like what I see so far, but I'm not going to bet the farm yet. I need to see what they, if they can pull that off. And I think they maybe can, but I'm excited about it. Sure. Why not?
Okay. Fair enough. What else? We got a teaser for Shenmue 3. And maybe you didn't see that one. And I think
no, I did watch that. I watched a bit of it. It looks like Shenmue 2 in terms of gameplay. Didn't you think?
It looks like Shenmue 2 in terms of, gameplay. And from what I remember, I'm sure my memory is skewed, but graphics-wise as well, it certainly doesn't look like a current generation game. And one of the things that people harped on was the facial animation, of which there was none, especially for Ryo, the main character. It looks weird because his face is literally stuck in one, it doesn't move at all. And it's like, apparently Yu Suzuki, the director of the game, decided to remove the facial animations from that trailer a month ago. And that was like, why? Probably because it wasn't looking very good, which is fine. The game is not coming out for another, for a while, but we're seeing so little of that game. And the little we're seeing looks really disappointing. Honestly, I was never expecting anything great from that thing. But they continue to disappoint, I would say.
Yeah,
is a fair assessment.
I'm bummed about that so far. Anyway, I mean, when was the last time though that we were completely, hopelessly stoked about a Kickstarter fulfilling its potential after being the biggest Kickstarter? You know what I mean? Because right now it has the record of the biggest video game Kickstarter of all time, and before that it was that Tim Schafer game. I forgot the name of it. Oh, the Double Fine. The
adventure
game. How can anything live up to those two expectations? I don't think that it's actually possible. The best Kickstarter games I've seen come out are ones that no one talks about. Are ones that they just quietly came along and said, "Hey, we're Grim Dawn. Here's our rad idea. We used to work on some cool games like Diablo and Titan Quest, and now here's our new action RPG." And then that game turned out really great and fulfilled everything they promised, and still upkeep their game and have an expansion plan. Like, no one talks about those guys because they had moderate success. So I'm always wary of the ones that do millions and millions of dollars because I just don't know how they live up to it.
Well, that's the problem is you make so much money on the Kickstarter. It feels like a lot of money, but to create a real AAA game, it's never enough. And but the thing is, even with all this, I think Shenmue 3 has been disappointing. Even with all this, because it's not, I mean, anyway, we're not going to make the Shenmue 3 show, but yeah, that was a not great thing. ARMS is getting a new fighter. That's exciting, right?
Yeah, some weird deal. I like ARMS. ARMS is okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, for what it is, it's okay. It's not...
I'd say it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. You kind of said it the way I kind of mean it. It's fine, and look, Nintendo is not a company. They're usually like, make a game, publish it, walk away. So whenever they start to take on the role of make a game, support it over the long haul, add new characters, add new weapons, give people free new updates, fix bugs, that kind of stuff. That is something to sell. I'm going to give them too hard of a time for that because I'm happy that they are not being very Nintendo-like and are actually updating their products. So
yeah, that's true.
I'll take that, even though the game's fine.
No, I honestly think that's the case. But yeah, you're right. They seem to be taking the Splatoon approach to ARMS, and that's great for fans of ARMS. One game that's been really lighting up the world of video games is Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and they showed a new trailer with the androids from like the C 15, 16, 17, and that game looks so cool. It's coming out next February. There's apparently a part of the story which is the Dragon Ball nerd incoming here. Sorry, but the part where the the androids come back from the future, and then the alternate timeline that led to those androids being the masters of the Earth is going to be explored in that game, which is super fun for a geeky Dragon Ball Z nerd like me. But yeah, it still looks awesome. There are lots of fighters. It looks great.
Yeah, I don't have the love for that world as you do, obviously. To me, it was just a big loud mess. So whatever. If this is good, great. I think that game looks really cool. They've somehow made it look like the anime, which is very impressive. Even as it plays, not just as it tells story or whatever. And I guess that's exciting. But man, that world, what are they doing? Just yelling at each other and flying across the
Okay.
thing.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Scott. You do not insult Dragon Ball Z.
With those weird eyes. Their eyes are all weird and square, and their heads are too big for their bodies, and it's just weird.
Old Man Johnson. BioShock, 10 years old. First of all, 10 years old, BioShock, jeez.
Yeah.
$200 anniversary edition. Surely you're going to rush and get that thing, right?
No, I'm not. But I've enjoyed every BioShock game I ever played. That includes all 3 games, by the way, plus all their DLC. The only thing it doesn't have is the multiplayer that 2 had. But outside of that, these are all kind of remastered, older ones. And then, of course, Infinite's still pretty much a relatively current technology game. I think that if you're really into that, it might be worth it alone just for the little statue thing. That they give with it, the little 10-inch thing. That's pretty cool, of a little sister and a big brother deal. Not big brother. What do they call it? Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. Yeah.
Yeah. So that might be worth it, but you'd have to be a hardcore fan. What freaks me out more is that 10 years ago that game came out. That is unbelievable to me.
Yeah, definitely.
Crazy.
The Super NES Classic is going to have a built-in like rewind and save state feature where basically you're going to be able to save in your games even though you couldn't back in whenever they came out in the 80s and 90s. That's okay. Still don't want a Super NES Classic myself, but
I do. I want one, but I'm not going to kill myself to get one. So if one presents itself and makes sense.
If someone shows up at your door and goes like, Scott, here's a Super NES Classic. Do you want it? You'll say yes.
That, or if Nintendo just did normal things like put them on shelves so that their stock was good and I could just get one, that'd be cool. Like that'd be fine. I don't this mad rush to kill each other to get one and then have them on eBay for way too much money. Like F that. I'm not interested in any of that noise.
Okay, that's fair enough. I also am in that boat.
Yeah.
Couple of other things that we've seen. I mean, just to be clear, there are lots of things happening at Gamescom. Lots of little games being presented, lots of new stuff. It's just that there's not a lot of major things happening. And so we're not going to be covering everything, because if we start going into the small games that look kind of interesting, we're going to be here for 15 hours. But there's a couple of extra things maybe I did want to mention. Call of Duty World War II has a headquarters like social hub type of feature, which is weird. But yeah, you're going to be able to have a social hub in Call of Duty, and you can do stuff like there are little one-on-one fights, you can train and target practice, and it's just, we don't have a lot of information, but that's what it looks like, and it looks weird.
Yeah, I'm actually excited. I want to make it clear that I'm actually excited about a Call of Duty game, and I haven't been for a very long time, so I'm ready for World War II. Let's do it. I want to come save your ass one more time. That's what I want to do.
That is fair enough.
Yeah.
And then there's this My Memory of Us game, which is also kind of weird. It's like a very indie, black and white and red, almost like Inside / what was that other game?
That
one. Limbo.
That one. Limbo.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, Limbo Inside kind of thing. Between that and This War of Mine. Yeah, This War of Mine.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a weird little thing that is probably going to make some indie game lovers head spin. So I didn't want to mention that. If you haven't checked it out, it's called My Memory of Us. It looks really cool. Any other game you looked at and thought that could be kind of fun?
No, I guess I'm a little bit excited about. I realize they're not going to do much with it at Gamescom, but they did it at the International, and so it's still on my mind. So I'm just going to mention it. But that Dota 2 card game, I'm kind of interested to see what Valve does with a competition to Hearthstone, which is really what everyone sees these things as until we actually get them to see whether or not they're supposed to scratch the same itches or not. But of everything I've heard this week, two things jump at me: that and the Vive getting cheaper. Outside of that, not a lot, man. Not a lot. Like, been a little weak in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. It's I think that's about everything that we can talk about from Gamescom, unless again we have very specific stuff that we personally enjoy. So it might be time already to get to the Blizzard thing. We're watching live. I'm gonna try and do. I see if it works. You're saying you're not sending me the audio from.
Yeah, you're not going to hear audio at all.
Okay, so I just realized that means I have to take the audio from the thing myself. I'm going to try and fiddle with my software. And I'm going to see if I can make it work. So I'm going to go away for a second. Not for you, Scott, but for the audience, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back.
Synced. Yeah. Oh, they're on stage.
Ooh, and they're on stage. So now, hopefully...
Greetings, everyone!
Yeah, I think we're getting the...
Thank you all very much for joining us here today.
Here's Hearthstone Man.
Speaking for the whole of the Hearthstone team.
So, just to explain a little bit of what's been happening for Blizzard at Gamescom, they've announced a couple of things. The new hero for Heroes of the Storm, Kel'Thuzad, and a new map for Overwatch. That map being Junkertown, which makes Scott incredibly excited because he loves everything that it has to do with... Mad Max type things.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic dirt, whatever, awful, decrepit town called Junkertown is so up my alley it almost hurts. So they did a little video for it. That was awesome. The look of it is great. Everything about it is great. I can't wait to play that. But I also, you mentioned Kel'Thuzad briefly. We on the Core podcast have a pretty good theory that today we'll get another announcement outside of Kel'Thuzad. Probably a map, probably a theme, some sort of Warcraft theme that would involve daily quests and things like that, like they've done in the past with StarCraft and Diablo.
A kind of event, basically, like there has been with the...
Exactly. What the players will do, who knows, but this is a place where they like to announce those things, so I'm pretty jazzed about that.
So now we have Jason Hayes from the Hearthstone team, who's
had the chance to go up against the
telling,
Lich King here
talking about
at the
stuff.
booth earlier today
We'll
in
see
our
what he
Fireside
announces.
this
The
brawl also
Junkertown
marked the first for Hearthstone.
short, by the way, directed
very
by
first Hearthstone
Taryn Gregory.
raid.
The first
next
one
few
he
days,
actually
you'll be
directed,
able
which
to
is
raise
very
your
exciting.
swords together.
Well,
As
for
a
him,
group.
I guess, and for us,
Try and
because we've been
challenge
following
the
his
Lord of the Scourge.
career since
But I have a very
his
exciting
machinima
breaking news
from
update
his
for you
WoW
guys.
days, which
Just
was
about
called
an
The
hour ago,
Return.
the forces of
And
good here at
he
Gamescom
interrupted the return,
That's you
the
guys.
directing of the
Triumphed
return to
and
go
defeated the
work
Lich
for
King.
Blizzard, and that was a tragedy back in the day for me because I was so, expecting the initial thing. So anyway, I just wanted to do a little bit of a shout out to
Taryn's
Taryn.
awesome. He's
Now,
a
this is
big,
a pretty big deal.
big friend of
This
the
is a world
instance
first kill for the Lich
Frog
King.
Pants stuff. He's an
And it
awesome
was
guy.
actually a pretty epic
Very
achievement
creative,
considering the
really,
Lich
really
King
responsive when you
killed
ask him
over
questions.
10,000 heroes over the
Absolutely
last 2
worth
days.
cornering at BlizzCon and talking to him about the rad work
So the
they're
Lich
doing.
King's
But
not very happy
every time
with
those
defeat.
guys take it like
come back and
in-engine
demanded a
tools and
rematch.
make something out of it,
So
I'm
the
always
question is,
blown away and impressed. And
will you
Junkertown's
guys
no
claim victory?
different. That little intro video was really, really good. Well made.
So that was okay.
Oh,
We're gonna try
question
that
to you
again.
while we listen to
Gamescom.
Hearthstone Man talk.
Will you claim victory?
Oh,
I think they're yeah, go ahead.
I was
Okay,
going to say
that was better. That was better.
that.
Now, if you're not around,
What was I going to say?
the Lich King is finally
The
defeated.
queen, the
That's
junk
okay,
queen, or whatever her name
because we're
is,
gonna be releasing
that they
the
refer
same
to
raid.
for that new map. Do you think
Fireside
that's
gatherings
hint
across
a
the
character at some
world
point?
later this year.
Whoever she is, because I'm into that. Mad Max Queen.
Possible. Yeah, that would be cool. That is definitely possible. It's also
Now,
possible
you
it's
guys
just a
aren't
character
only
in the
ones that have
background,
an
but
epic duel lined up for this week.
yeah, that would be
We also
fun.
have the final
I
14
think she's going to
of our
narrate
global
the map.
competition
It's going to be,
that began
get
last
on the
April.
payload.
Those
Hurry
14
up, you guys, whatever.
I don't think so.
Republic.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No,
Ukraine.
because
Okay.
she's the one being
United
attacked,
States
basically, or
and
deceived
South
by
Korea
that payload.
are the
So
best of the best.
I don't know.
Good
They're
point.
going to be competing here
Good point.
at our
Did you
global
see what they're
stage
doing
starting
with
on
the?
Friday
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
to see
No,
who
go
can
ahead. What were you
claim
gonna
honor
Did you see
for
what
their
they're doing
home
with
country.
the
world's
fireside
first
gathering for
Hearthstone
Hearthstone
Global
at
Games
Gamescom,
champion?
like the live fireside gathering, not a quest, but brawl?
No. What are they doing?
Basically, you have everyone who connects to Hearthstone at
Now we
Gamescom
have one more thing
live
we wanna
there
share with you guys
can
today.
engage in a very special brawl
As you guys
where
know,
you fight the Lich King, who
Hearthstone
has a
is all
million
about epic
HP.
duels between
So you just do as
legendary
much as you
heroes.
can, and you get a ranking
But it's also
after
about
you die.
warm,
But then
welcome,
everyone has to
finding
band
a
together
cozy
to try and
spot to hang
defeat
out with
the
your
Lich
mates.
King. I think,
Wow.
and those are going to be
Like
available for what they're
Hearthstone
making a big push for Fireside Gathering, which are
with that in
basically
mind,
getting together
we have
and
something that we've been working
playing
on.
Hearthstone
Wanted to share
with
with you guys
friends
today.
live.
Now this is something
So,
special. This goes beyond
That's
any
going
That's
single
to
interesting.
be
any set of
yeah,
features,
intriguing.
and really speaks to the core
So
of
what
what
is he
Hearthstone
announcing?
is all about.
He's going to announce something here.
This is the story.
A story.
Of a girl
Oh, this is that
found
video we've been
herself
hearing about.
Alone. She's lost.
Let's see.
She's cold, and she's trying desperately to make her way home.
So the way someone described this to me was, this is Blizzard's attempt to make it so moms want to play this game.
Okay.
Is
Oh,
what
so
I,
there's
is what I've been
there's a
told.
kind of a short movie.
Yeah, it's a new cinematic, and it's a real one, like not some in-game. Well, there is no in-game engine to make it in Hearthstone, but so we're good to see this for the first
Oh,
time
it's a
here.
full CG.
Yeah,
So who has been describing this to you?
I can't say without getting them in trouble. I would love to say, but I cannot. Yeah, this is the real business here.
Yeah, it looks so Pixar-y.
Oh, big time Pixar. Now, this is probably that tech they talked about at BlizzCon where they showed the Varian versus Ragnaros deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would make sense to me. They're pumping this stuff out a little quicker, and this also has the look of that to me. That is to
very
say,
nice,
more
yeah.
Pixar or whatever. Oh, that's how mine showed
The
up.
mouse
It just appeared in the
Yeah,
snow.
the mouse
Yeah.
just somehow makes the Hearthstone box appear in the middle of the snow, and everything slows down.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
It looks amazing. I don't know how much you're lost in the woods in the snow, so you play Hearthstone? Like, what does it...
Hardcores aren't going to like this because they're going to think this is the application of their favorite game.
Oh, she's of teleported into Hearthstone Tavern. It's like, even if you're lonely and sad.
My turn. Time for you to graze.
Oh, I decided to put.
You can always find friends and have fun together.
Oh, welcome.
Oh, is that
Come
him?
warm your frozen boots by the fire.
Oh, is that what he looks like?
your frozen boots by the fire.
Where am I?
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
Oh, these goblins are awesome.
Where are you?
Dude, I want these goblins that they're on the show.
Well, there's a place and there's a time. Well met. When the magic of the board becomes alive. And you'll have all that you can do just to survive. Before an orc or ogre tries to take your hide. I'm not ready. But fear not, don't you know? A hero lies inside of you. In time you'll see it's true. From taverns here in Azeroth to inns in distant lands far off, Stone Brew will spin a tale or two.
Shed your cares and just relax.
Here, have a seat.
Don't you fret about the monster with the axe.
So maybe.
You need some cards. Come follow me. Time to compete. Wait so that and you will bring him to his knees.
You're not sure just where you are when
No, it's just
make it
another
clear for you.
There's no.
This is a place that magic has grace and is
That knife and
calling
that
out
blood
for
elf.
you.
Take one play Hearthstone. Where big or small, it doesn't matter. The tavern's always filled with laughter.
At firesides where heroes gather.
Hearthstone is home.
Where fights a fair, no stomping bunions.
Really, like, this isn't for.
The young at heart and
You
a
know.
few curmudgeons.
No, I think it's for.
Lines are.
So sheath your sword and prep your deck. I think he's gonna summon creatures.
I think it's for the
heroes
few
protect your
people
deck.
who haven't already tried
Just
Hearthstone.
rest.
Look at, imagine you're someone who kind of knows of mobile games and you've played a few and or even you haven't, and you see this, you're like, oh, maybe I'm gonna try this thing out. Even if you've never played the game.
Actually, it's legendary.
Oh my gosh,
He looks like
Those who are
Russell
brave and seek
Brower.
adventure.
dude. And it does look like
It's
Brower.
always on its senses.
For the team of wits are really
Oh,
clever.
this is so Disney.
I think he's really gonna
I mean, I
smite
kind of
you.
like it, so I'm not going to poo-poo it.
God, he doesn't bite you.
Oh, that's not a poo-poo way.
You must think really quick.
The rope is lit.
Make him submit. Commit to it.
The time is right now.
Play your card, play your card.
Is he gonna cry?
No, he's an orc.
Play nice.
All right.
Very
It's also,
nice.
It's also long. So, because it's long, where will this? I mean, it's just for the internet. I mean, where, like,
Yeah, yeah, of course. It's for the internet.
Every
It's
time
not.
I
It's
see
going to be
that,
on
it
YouTube
warms
and
my soul.
wherever.
the kids are gonna love that.
It's. I think it opens. It's definitely not something that you usually see in gaming, and that's why
Now, this
it's
short,
it's
more than any that we've ever done,
really
speaks
aimed
to the
at
heart
people that
of
are
what
not
Hearthstone is all about.
Right.
We've always
already
imagined
invested
going to
gamers.
the
I think.
Innkeeper's Tavern to feel a little bit like
I
coming
still
home.
hold out hope that Heroes of the
Walk
Storm
in,
character coming up will be
welcome
that
warmly, you
innkeeper
have a cozy
dude or somebody
spot
like
waiting
that.
for you
I
by
want
the
some
fire.
Hearthstone originality.
Surrounded by games and by
Yeah,
laughter.
that would be interesting.
that carries over to
We have
more than
another
just the tavern
hour
itself.
or
It also
so
carries
to
over to all
go,
the
so
characters
there
you encounter
could
inside.
be a bunch of things.
So with that,
Oh yeah, there's
we are
plenty
very
to come,
excited
I'm
to
sure.
introduce you to that girl who stumbled her way into the Innkeeper's Tavern. Her name is Ava. And yeah, let's clap for Ava.
Oh no, don't make them clap for Ava. Ugh.
Why not?
Sometimes they do this stuff on stage and it gets a little weird. like try to create.
Now, Ava's surrounded by a
stoked
cast
when
of
they're not.
whimsical
Exactly.
characters that come from all walks of life.
Are those going to be
Today was
collectibles?
just your first peek at them. And we're very excited to announce that we have a new series of shorts and comics coming out that'll be featuring this cast in the months to come.
Okay, I'm into that.
There are many more stories to tell. And we're already hard at
Those
work
two little
on how we're gonna
goblins
bring
that are on
you
top
back
of each
to this
other?
tavern,
They're
where
my
everyone
new,
is
they're
there.
my new totem in
For
life.
that,
They're
thank you very
creating
much.
they're
I'm very excited
creating
to call
like
up to the
actual
stage our next
lore
game,
around the game.
Heroes
now.
of the Storm.
Okay, now it's Heroes time. But that's the most interesting thing. They're creating, I mean, it's probably about time, but they're creating like actual lore and stories to be told to promote the thing.
Yeah,
Which
My name is Alan
is
Dabiri,
given
and
how
I'm the
much
game
money
director for
they've
Heroes
been
of the
making.
Storm.
I suspect
I'm
it's
very
they
excited
want to
to be
keep
here with you
expanding
guys
the
today
player
at
base,
Gamescom.
and now they have to go
So,
mainstream to keep
earlier this
expanding
week
it
on
because
Monday,
everyone who's ever
we announced that
heard
the
about
master of the
a video
Cold
game has
Dark
probably tried
himself,
Hearthstone by now.
Kel'Thuzad is
I think
coming
you're
to
right.
the game.
I know hardcores are going to whine, but I say bravo. I think it's great.
Well,
Do
I
what you
mean,
gotta do.
honestly, why would you
So
whine
Kel'Thuzad
about
has
it? It's
been
like
without question
Hearthstone
the
has
most
never been
requested hero
a super
by the
hardcore
Heroes
game
community,
at its core
and,
anyway.
we
There are
took that
lots of
feedback,
hardcore
got hard to
players
work,
who play
and
it,
we're very
but
happy to be
it's
bringing
pretty
it to the game
openly
now.
a game
In Heroes
for
of the Storm,
everyone.
Kel'Thuzad
Right?
Gee,
is a
Patrick, I
burst
can't
damage
imagine
combo
gamers
main.
ever taking a
Wields shadow and
position that
frost magic,
they're cooler than someone
immobilizes
else, and
enemies,
someone else
and
is
then
ruining
decimate
their hobby. I can't imagine that.
You're-
It'd be
that's
just
fair
crazy.
enough.
Really show
That's
what
fair
you
enough.
bring to the game is for me to premiere
But that
this
being said,
spotlight
I
video
agree
for
with you.
right
There should be
now.
no reason, and
So
I
with that,
want
let's roll the video.
more of that kind of stuff. I like it. It's I don't know. It's heartwarming and fun, and
Yeah, it's cute.
it made me want to play. That made me want to play more Hearthstone. I'm not even that into Hearthstone, so
Yeah,
Kel'Thuzad is the Lich King's most
so
trusted
Kel'Thuzad,
Oh,
that's not a
yeah.
video we've already seen, right? That's
He and
another.
his cult of the damned
no. This is
Oh,
the
no,
first.
this is
of undeath that
this is the
consumed
actual like
After being
gameplay video.
slain in his master's
Yeah, this is the
service, he was
kit description and
reanimated
all
as
that.
a
Right.
lich And given
Which I don't
so
think they
let's
put
see what
out
Red
yet.
Citadel,
Yeah, they haven't done
Naxxramas.
this yet. So
Despite the efforts of the Azerothian
Oh my gosh, look at that old
heroes,
art.
the Lich doesn't die easily.
That's
Such
crazy.
power is inevitably drawn into the Nexus.
Hey, did you know that
Unbeknownst
this
to
animated
all,
thing they did was
Kel'Thuzad has
it's
been
Peter
biding
Chung,
his time within the Nexus,
guy who did
planning and
Aeon
preparing
Flux. Remember
instead
that
of
show?
revealing
That
his
weird
presence.
cartoon?
Working
Yeah,
in
Peter
secret,
Chung did this.
the Lich Lord recruited
And I assume he did
corrupted
the Overwatch
powerful
one.
heroes to bring
Because
his
it's almost
down
identical
from
in
within.
terms of style.
This time,
Yeah,
all
it kind
Actually,
of
no.
looks somewhat
call of Kel'Thuzad.
comparable. I wouldn't say identical.
Hide in the shadows.
All right, so let's see what Kel'Thuzad is, and it seems they're leaving the
Kel'Thuzad is a ranged
the
burst mage
Overwatch
that
thing
locks
for the
down
end.
enemies
I
and
think it-
devastates
Yeah.
them with a powerful
That's your big
combination of
finisher.
spells.
I still doubt we're going to get a ton of WoW
Kel'Thuzad's
talk,
Master
but
of the
we'll
Cold
see.
Dark trait is a baseline quest that increases his power as
So this
it's
is
completed.
interesting. He's got his quest
Whenever he
based
roots an
baked right
enemy with
into
Frost
his,
Nova or hits them with
his
his
trait.
chains,
Or his trait
his
is baked
blight
right into
level
his
increases.
into questing immediately.
Once
which
the
is
first crystal has
frustrating.
lit up,
me, what does
Kel'Thuzad's
it do?
ability cooldowns are significantly reduced, and when he's reached the maximum blight level,
You try to get
his
blight
spell
levels
power
up.
increases
It's like
dramatically.
I don't know if you've played with
Death and Decay
the
is
Butcher very much.
Kel'Thuzad's first basic ability.
But he has
no.
kind of
After a
thing
delay,
with
he
his,
launches
with
an
meat
orb of
collection. You
death
collect
that
enough
damages
meat,
the
and you're
first
more
enemy
powerful.
it hits,
You do more damage.
detonating and leaving an area
That's
of
kinda his
decay
deal.
that deals damage over time.
He's an assassin.
Due to its wind-up, Death and Decay benefits
mage
from roots
typically
and
uses
slows,
a lot of-
or being fired from a
a
hidden
lot of
position.
ice power.
Frost Nova
Frost
is
Nova looks like
Kel'Thuzad's
fun.
first crowd control spell. When cast, a circle
Go
of
watch-
runes
just watch
appears
this. He
and
does a
after
couple
a
of
moment
things here,
explodes, dealing damage
Oh no,
to
this is the one with
enemies.
the chain. Never mind.
Depending on an enemy's proximity to its
I'm thinking of his
epicenter,
ultimate.
the
We'll get to
explosion
that in a
has
sec.
two different effects. Enemies along the edge are slowed, while those in the middle are
It's
rooted.
getting kind of complex. I mean, this has
Kel'Thuzad's
two
E
different
ability, Chains
radiuses.
of Kel'Thuzad, is a skill
Oh,
shot that deals
that's
damage
true in
to
a
the
lot of
first
characters.
hero
Though. There's
or
all
structure
kinds
it
of.
hits.
I mean,
For a few seconds,
Jaina's
Kel'Thuzad
ultimate
can
is
send
like a
out a
donut,
second
so you
chain
only
from
get
the
frozen on the
affected
outside.
target. If the second chain links
Oh, yeah,
two
look at this
heroes,
chain thing.
they are pulled towards each other and stunned.
Oh, that's awesome.
If the second chain links a structure and a hero
the
together,
game-
This is not an
the
easy
hero
character
moves
to
towards
play.
it.
No. I think there's going to be... Actually, I think his difficulty is actually in his trait, because you're always trying to maintain these high levels to get the most out of him.
When activated, he manifests a
actual
meteor
trait is
of
probably
ice
not
and
that
chain that pursues its target no matter how
Oh,
far
this
they
is
run.
like a frost bomb.
Upon contact, it
like
deals
the
damage and roots the target
Calfas,
and any enemies nearby. The area indicator around
it's
the
like his
initial
power-
target shows the
pyroblast.
exact
Same
radius
kind
of
of-
the effect,
you're right.
forcing his enemies to either move
I love the chains.
frozen in place.
That's rad.
Shadow
I hate
Fissure
these
is a more
dress. I've
direct
never liked the
source of
design of
damage.
Kel'Thuzad.
Like in
I
the
talked
next
about this
Ramus
before,
raid,
but
Kel'Thuzad summons a fissure that
he's in a
crackles and
dress.
explodes, dealing
I
damage
want my
to anyone
skeletons, not
inside.
dresses.
The ability is global
Skeleton
and
King
can
does not
cast
approve.
anywhere he has vision. This time,
ooh,
if
wow.
the enemy thinks they can simply step to the side, Kel'Thuzad has more than enough tricks to prove them
Yeah,
fatally
so
wrong.
he has a ton of crowd control. Yeah, that's not going to be a character for me though. I'm not good enough to play that
Kel'Thuzad's
like that.
power relies on your ability
The
to
character I am
combo
playing
his spells.
a ton of right
Root
now
and
to the
chain
point of
heroes to
ridiculousness
complete your
is
master of the Cold Dark quest quickly. Not
Stukov
only does this
is just my
increase
man
his
right now.
overall
I freaking
damage,
love him.
but it also grants a
Yeah, the
secondary
latest
effect
one.
to each of his level
Well,
1 talents.
Garrosh is the latest, but yeah, pretty close.
Oh, really?
Kel'Thuzad's
Was
spells
Garrosh after
require
Stukov?
setup and execution, so he excels against heroes
Stukov's
he can
amazing.
outdistance. But watch out for foes
So
that
much fun
dive
to
in
play.
for the kill.
It's kind of all I want to play
Due to
right
his
now.
need to root and chain heroes,
Whoa,
he
his
tends
death
to
is cool.
complete his traits quest much faster on smaller maps like Tomb of the Spider Queen than on more spread out maps like Warhead
Yeah,
Junction.
see, these are the... I don't like quest traits
The
where...
phylactery of Kel'Thuzad talent can be activated
maps
whenever he
determine
dies
so much
to
of how well I
respawn
can do.
immediately if the quest is completed.
Oh wait,
However,
he
you
can
can
respawn
also
immediately?
choose to wait and preserve its
Yeah, it's
passive
resurrection,
lifesteal effect.
basically. And as long as he
Spike
can
allows
keep
Kel'Thuzad
those
to summon
numbers
a block
up, he
of
gets
ice that
resurrection.
explodes
They
after
called
a
it...
few seconds. The spike has collision and can be used
name
to
of it?
block enemies, but more
He didn't
than
say
that,
the name
it
in
can
this,
serve as a
'cause it
target
sounds
for
like
your chain's
prophylactic.
ability. Use this to set up an
It's a
escape
weird word.
or
Oh, let's call it
Can't remember.
prophylactic.
exploding pillar of ice.
Oh, I really like
The
that
Death
chain
Drill
thing. That's
talent
an
causes
awesome
enemies
thing.
who die under the effects of Frost Blast to emit another blast. A
I
good
wish
hit
I
can set off
had
a chain reaction
time
that's
to
just
play
chilling to behold.
heroes as well. Too many
Love
heroes.
Finally, the Damned Return
Haven't played in a
allows
few months.
Kel'Thuzad to summon a shade that casts death and decay.
Game's just gotten better and better and better. It's just
With
every
some
time I
clever
get in, there's
plotting,
something
even the
for
most
them.
No, I agree.
elusive
Every time I
heroes
play, I like
bow
it.
before Kel'Thuzad.
Even your beloved Lily is better than ever. She's
Oh,
awesome.
really? Has she been changed? Has he?
No, she's just got a great position right now in the meta. She has certain builds that just make her just incredibly valuable in fights and stuff. She's awesome.
Creator of the abomination.
I want to make out with her.
So-
Just kidding. She's good.
What is she's very young. That's creepy, Scott. So doesn't he have doesn't he summon dead versions of the characters like they showed in the trailer, or is that new
No.
skins for those characters?
Those are, I do not believe that he does any of that. They've left that to Zool basically. So he doesn't really do the undead stuff like he does in the more Scourge-based world of Warcraft.
Okay, so let's see what happens. And those are they're skins, those characters, right?
Yeah.
So beyond
And he's
so
a
let's-
mage
I'd like
technically,
to introduce
which is like Jaina and
soon you'll be able to battle
Chromie,
alongside Kel'Thuzad in the form of
Li Ming,
awesome
those
skins.
types. Spell
We've
power
got
matters, that
Crypt
kind of
Queen
stuff.
Zagara,
All right,
Death
so
Knight
let's
Sonya,
see.
and of course,
Death Knight
the
Sonya. Look at that
long-awaited
Death Knight Sonya.
Dreadlord
Yeah,
Jaina.
she looks really good. I mean, all
Dreadlord
Sonyas look good already.
Yeah. Not
So-
sure how I feel about this Dreadlord Jaina stuff.
In addition to
but
all the
it's
cool
fine.
content coming with this Call of
She's here to help me
Kel'Thuzad
with it.
event,
Yeah.
we've also got a special event quest for you.
Let's
That
see.
quest is called Obey the Call. This quest will run for the duration of the event, and by harvesting the souls of your defeated enemies, you'll be able to unlock some cool rewards like portraits and sprays,
Yeah.
and ultimately the awesome Naxxramas Warcrest banner.
Okay.
So, before I go, I want to leave you guys with one last thing.
That's it? No.
We
No
regularly get asked
That's
what it
disappointing.
takes to bring a hero into
Oh,
this
there's got to be a
game.
map. Come on.
And so we figured with Kel'Thuzad being the most requested
Doesn't look
hero
like it.
ever, that there'd be no better time than now to show you guys. So starting with the development process of Kel'Thuzad,
Oh, so that's
we
a
actually
making of
recorded a
video.
massive amount of footage. This is both within the development team and
I
around the
like
company.
that. I always like the behind
And
the
we
scenes stuff. but-
assembled that footage
Oh, I do
into
too.
a multi-part
I like that stuff as
documentary
well, but I don't know
that
if
we're
I'd
going to
make
be
it my one
releasing
last
next
thing.
week called Resurrecting Kel'Thuzad.
So they're going to have a documentary about the creation of that character. I'm into it. I mean, I understand this is not.
Parts. We're going to start with the first part next week, and I've brought a trailer along for you guys to check out right now.
So here's a trailer. Let's see what we get.
But yeah, it's not a new map. All right, let's see that trailer. It's a making of, so not a lot of people are.
One of the amazing things about all Blizzard games is the credits always start with game designed by Blizzard Entertainment.
It takes a Blizzard to make a Blizzard game, and I think that's true on any individual game. It's true on World of Warcraft, it's true on Overwatch, it's true on Heroes, and it's certainly true on Kel'Thuzad.
Hundreds of people have worked on some form of Kel'Thuzad over the 20 years this character's been in existence.
This is the hero that, since joining the team, I've wanted to do the most, so I'm super excited to finally be bringing Kel'Thuzad to the game.
The players have been asking for this hero forever. We knew ahead of time this was a hugely requested character by the fans.
Where's KT? Where's Kel'Thuzad? Give me KT.
Has there been an uproar like asking for Kel'Thuzad in Heroes? I've never heard that.
The last time we had a chance to work on him was in Warcraft 3, and everybody's very, very excited to bring him back in a big way and into the Nexus.
I can't wait to see what the Heroes team reimagines Kel'Thuzad as for Heroes of the Storm.
This feels good. This feels really good. Yep.
Oh, we talked to him.
Archlich of Naxxramas. Esteemed Lich Lord of the Plague Land.
Commander of the Dread Necropolis.
Master and founder of the Cult of the Damned.
Formerly of the Council of Six. Creator of the Abomination. Summoner of Archimonde the Defiler. Betrayer of humanity.
Hearthstone enthusiast.
Major Domo to the Lich King.
Kel'Thuzad is an iconic Warcraft villain, and it's incredibly important that we do justice to that character, and we can't screw this up.
Say something.
I'll have to trust you on that one.
Ooh, I like that guy.
Okay, 5 episodes series.
That's cool. I'll watch that. Sure.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I mean, because I always love the behind the scenes developer stuff that tells you how they do the things they do. But yeah, that's probably not.
And if you're not,
something
you'll be able
that
to play
everyone is going to be
Kel'Thuzad
excited
next
about.
week on the PTR. The Lich is finally arrived to the Nexus. Thank you very much. And now
I
let's hear
can't
from the World of
imagine how
Warcraft
much
team.
work this has been to put together for the European team. My former colleagues.
Yeah. I don't want to think about it.
I remember working on putting together those things
It's an honor
for
to be here
years,
with you, representing
and
the
they
World of
were
Warcraft
like
team.
half the size
2
and
years
half
ago,
the
on this
ambition,
very
and it's really
stage,
become
we announced
it's a
the
tiny,
Legion
tiny
expansion to the world.
BlizzCon-style
And since that
presentation
time, our
here
team has
happening
been working
now.
tirelessly
But look
to
at the
build the
crowd;
world
it's
of Legion
incredible,
and
and
to
the
tell
size of
story
the
Azeroth's
stage and the
defense
booth.
in the face of this existential threat.
Man,
I'm so glad I'm not doing that.
Patch 7.3 is just around the corner.
Yeah, this is like BlizzCon Junior, really. I mean, they go crazy here now.
Of what lies ahead.
By the way, he was almost at Nerdtacular, like a second away from it. He last minute something came out and couldn't come. But
I was going to say next year, but now it makes me want to cry.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what's going on.
So yeah, this is World of Warcraft now. If you're listening, they're having they're going to be talking about 7.3. I don't think we're going to be seeing anything about the next expansion. It's way too early, and they still have a lot of content in 7.3.
Do you think there's anything to surprise us with here? Do you think anything at all? Okay. All right.
My for a couple of reasons. First of all, because I don't think there's anything to surprise us at all at this stage. And second, if there was, they would have left it for last or first. But first or last are the big pushes, communications-wise.
Journey to Argus.
It's still exciting. I mean, the 7.3 is really exciting for WoW fans. But
have you noticed that not the Tassadar, what's it called? Their ship?
Oh, I can't remember. Oh, is that Tyrallion?
Yeah, he's badass in this.
Every demon we slay here dies their final
Listen to Liam. That's Liam O'Brien talking to me.
Every
demon
we
slay here dies its last death. What is the name of the ship, of Prophet Velen's ship? What's it called?
Oh, the Exodus?
The Exodar.
But that's not what we used to go there. It's another one.
No, it's another one. But do you notice that the Exodar and all the ships that are from those guys, they don't know how to land right. They always create a giant crater and get stuck in the ground. They're terrible landing ships.
We make our stand. The last battle for Argus.
The last battle for Argus.
Argus.
Shadows of Argus. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. I'll be playing this.
So yes, at 7.3.
Oh hell yeah, dude!
called
7.3 is high on my list of exciting moments.
To take players to the world of Argus. That trailer showed you.
Yeah, we almost had Ian. That would have been really fun to have that.
I'd like to take a few minutes to go over.
I remember when he was a mere lead encounter designer.
This is a major content update,
and he
coming around.
showed up at Gamescom and did interviews and
the fate of
and
all
stuff.
Worlds hangs in the balance.
Were you his PR?
Well, we didn't have like assigned PR people. We rotated, but yeah, I did a bunch of interviews. We went to community discussions that weren't like even public, but like meetings with raid guilds to get their feedback and to discuss what they were finding interesting, difficult, all of this with raiding, like competitive raiding guilds, and so yeah, it wasn't like one person per.
First off,
so rumor is Tuesday we might get this. He's not saying anything about that, but or maybe they will.
If you look up in the sky,
but that could be your big surprise,
Yeah, the release date, it's very possible. This Tuesday or next. I mean, we're getting there. We're getting to the point where they're going to be releasing it, and I suspect that we're going to get that, and then it leaves way enough time for them to introduce the next expansion at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah,
we might get another small patch afterwards, but so then that would mean the next expansion's beta could start
was the birthplace of the Eridon.
Early next year, maybe even earlier. Maybe early next year, and it would still be a significant amount of time between the last content patch for this expansion and the release of the next expansion, because the beta is going to be, at least 6 to 9 months. But yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to start talking about the next expansion soon. So.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
And he and his followers.
And if they don't do it at BlizzCon, I mean, they have to. BlizzCon has to be it.
Oh yeah, they have to.
That'd be super weird. If it
I
wasn't.
would be very, very surprised if they didn't talk about that.
Place where it all began. And even as we fight the Legion, we're also going to be able to learn a lot more about
this. Feels like a WoW Q&A at BlizzCon a little bit.
Of course,
not that that's bad.
Their absence,
I'm having deja vu for that.
Fell energy, and it now stands.
So these people are there.
The Legion, the center.
Do they all know English as a second language? So is this all coming over just fine, or what?
Yeah, I think they wouldn't be there if they didn't.
Now the world itself. Let's talk a little bit about the places you'll be visiting.
Sometimes you try to do stuff in German as well, because obviously you want the local population to be able to understand it. But these things, I mean, it's important to have the crowds there. They do have German version on one of the monitors, on one of the big screens sometimes, but it's not translating live what the guys are saying. So the trailers and things like that probably have the text is probably in German or subtitles for some of it on one of the screens. But this is mostly, I mean, again, it's important to have the crowds there, but it's mostly a public live streaming thing now.
Warriors in service of the light.
It's not the most people who are going to be watching this are by far people watching online and reporting on it.
We might hope to stand a chance against their.
Oh man, Illidan is huge right now.
Of course, there are also major strongholds.
He's been eating his
new types of demons, stronger demons than we've ever faced.
He's a tiny little dude in Heroes comparatively.
On Azeroth.
I guess
well, even the model in game is not that big. Like he was 12 feet tall.
And more.
And you can see Azeroth in the background.
Players will move on to the second area known as Macquarie, the Jewel of
So
Argus.
he's just describing every area for the new Argus zone
the surface by the fell
for the
energies
patch.
that
So if you're not into WoW, this is snooze
orbit above
fest
the planet.
time.
Yeah, for sure. Why is Argus so close? I don't understand the point of it being so close.
Oh, that's because at the end of 7.2, when you kill Sargeras or the avatar of Sargeras, you're transported to Argus, or like there's the wormhole that opens and you get back, but then Illidan leaves the wormhole open for you to be able to go back to Argus, and I can't remember if you already go to Argus or if you I haven't done the entire raid, so I can't remember if you already go there or if it opens the wormhole and then Velen is like, and Khadgar are like, dude, quick, let's escape and close the wormhole, and Illidan is like, yeah, sure, no problem, and you escape, and then you turn around and you're like, dude, the wormhole's still open, and Illidan is like, yeah, because we're going there, and we're finishing this, and we're killing all the demons, or rather, we will be destroying all the demons.
So help me understand, but the proximity part is what's weird.
Oh, it's a portal. It's a portal. It's not like you can see a kind of wormhole thing where you can see through it, but it's not actually being teleported. It's just that you can see through the giant portal wormhole opening thing in space.
Okay, that explains it then. Because there should be some. All my space nerd alarms went off. I'm like, wait, this thing would.
You're worried about gravity?
Yeah, like a gravitational
Clearly,
anomaly.
Scott, the wormhole allows you to go through, but not the gravity rays. Not the gravitons. They don't go through the wormhole. That's pretty obvious. Otherwise, that wouldn't make sense, Scott. That would be just silly.
Yeah. What was I thinking?
I don't know. What were you thinking? Yeah, filling time here.
Now I'm gonna put this audio that we're doing right now end up on the instance feed.
Sure.
And obviously everybody, when the dust has settled and I'm back from my anniversary trip, we'll dissect anything that we weren't able to cover here. But for the most part, I feel like this is stuff we knew. Coming into this, right?
Most of this we've discussed in previous episodes of the instance. They are showing, for example, the customization of the relic slots on the artifact weapons, and we've already discussed all of this. So this is just describing the contents of patch 7.3, which has been on the PTR for a while, so we already know all about this. There's nothing new.
Yeah, and could literally be out Tuesday if the rumors be believed. My experience has been whenever they let the leads go and do talky stuff like this, that they're really close to being done. This happened with Diablo 4. Sorry, the Necromancer. Where
kind of similar to the invasions that kicked off.
In fact, it was because he came to Nerdtacular, and I was like, "Wait, don't you have a game to finish?" And it was that week they put it out.
As we earn great loot and currency that we value.
There's a lot of green people. Look at all that green.
Well,
Fel Magic,
exactly. Fel Magic has invaded. Fel Corruption has invaded the. Wow, the portal must be pretty long if you can see it that well.
Well, are you sure that it's not just the world wasn't just brought up close or something?
Well, I don't think so, but now I'm having doubts. And in that case, your issue with the physics and gravity become well founded.
Yeah, I've played Universe Sandbox 2 a lot, and I know what happens when you start putting balls next to each other.
Take a look.
Oh, what do we have here? Peggy 12. Let's do it. All you 12 and unders, hang up. Don't watch this.
All right.
Forces are on board and accounted for. The Vindicar will be ready to depart shortly.
The Vindicar.
After we
That's the
reach
name of the ship.
Argus, we will meet with the army of the light and begin our invasion.
All right, here we go. Ooh, Illidan. My lipstick is dry.
Does he understand what you're truly asking of him?
Dude, Liam.
Do any of them?
So cool.
We follow the path of the light. No matter where it leads. Your faith has always been your weakness. When your closest allies fell to darkness, you didn't stop them. When the Legion swept over your world and took your people, you didn't make a stand. All you did was watch convinced you were following the light's will. The truth is, you failed your people. Their blood is on your hands.
That's a nice pep talk.
You will never understand what I did.
We are both purple.
To save my people.
To save my purple. I mean my people.
Back. It's time to forge your own path. Prophet, we are ready. Proceed.
Sweet, dude. Look at that dumb-looking ship. Come a long way from the cutscenes I used to put in the game. Protoss.
Where is your army of the light?
Oh, now it's going to appear. And Illidan is going to go. Oh.
I understand.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Something is wrong. The cowards have come out of hiding.
Who's this?
Bring them down!
Is that Argus? Oh, the avatar of Argus? Yeah. Because we fight him. We fight a version of him. Oh, no.
The Legion will fire again soon! What are your orders, Prophet? We make our stand. The last battle for Argus has begun.
It's so cheesy. I love it. I love the cheese. More cheese, please. Oh, 829.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So
next
there you
Tuesday.
Yep.
Have 7.3, Shadows of Argus, and you will be on Argus this time 1 week from now. Coming out beginning August 29th in North America and rolling to other regions.
Dude, he is a bouncy stage guy.
Can't wait to share this with you. It's been a labor of love for the team, and it's going to be an epic
I love
journey.
how he bounces around.
Thank you all so much. And next up, I'm excited to introduce the Overwatch team.
Okay, here comes.
Ooh, the Overwatch team.
Yeah.
Ooh, look how excited people are now.
Yeah, Overwatch. That might be the greatest from the ashes, Phoenix rising from dead story ever told in video games.
Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Yep.
I'm Choco Sonny from the Overwatch team. Now,
Choco Sonny is a cool name.
May, we celebrated the anniversary.
Sounds like
of
a
Overwatch.
singer's name.
And within that year,
it does.
Thanks to all of you, the players.
So we still have over half an hour
30 million
of streaming, and
thank you
the only two games that are left are basically after Overwatch, StarCraft, which I don't think they're going to be talking about, and Diablo, which I don't think they're going to be talking about. So that means we might have half an hour of Overwatch, which could mean a lot of announcements.
Thank you for your
It could be
unbridled feedback.
It could rehash what we were just told with Junkertown and all that.
Oh, they're going to do that, but that's not going to take half an hour, is it?
To inspire us
I wouldn't think so.
and expand the Overwatch universe.
I mean, we know we're going to get a cinematic short, right?
Which is why we're so excited to share with you guys some of what we've been working on.
Okay.
Oh, some of what we've been working on.
Now, some of you may have read on the internet, or maybe you saw our official announcement
Junkertown,
on Monday
we know
night
about that.
of this brand new map.
Apparently that. So did that get leaked? That's what they all keep saying is got leaked.
Is an
and then
no, it wasn't. It wasn't leaked. It was revealed on.
It is.
I mean, it was public on the official YouTube page and Twitter and everything. That wasn't a leak. It was a coordinated reveal.
Set up to churn out comics, and it showcases.
That's how I flash people in the park. Coordinated reveal every time.
Scavengers who pick through it looking for anything.
Chat room, how you guys doing?
Also, if you're a fan of our favorite Junker duo, Junkrat and Roadhog,
someone says, "I love speculating on the next 30 minutes."
So you should be able to find a bunch of cool things.
Wow, people nuts! There's some
about them in this
Velen hate in the chat.
Now,
really? What's wrong with Velen?
Yeah. H. Hooven 4 says Velen is garbage.
Chance to check it out here.
Why?
If you're not, we're looking forward to be able to make this available
Velen
to
is
everyone.
fine. He's a wise old
Very,
man who
very
sacrificed his son to the Legion.
So now,
I mean,
what you guys
come on.
are all waiting for.
Oh, okay. So now is what we've been waiting for.
To introduce the next Overwatch animated short.
Ooh.
Please join me
There
in
we
welcoming
go.
to the stage Ben Dye, project director for Blizzard Animation.
All right. Ben Dye, come on out. Let's see what you got, buddy. Oh, he's a little guy.
Maybe Chucky Sonny was really tall.
Yeah, no, that's a good
Hi,
point.
everybody. My name is Ben Dye. I'm the director for the upcoming animated shorts. I'm sure all you guys are waiting to see who our next character is.
Ooh.
Well, Overwatch is made of a group of very diverse heroes. We have soldiers,
all right.
scientists,
I like his shirt.
adventurers, and oddities. In our animated shorts, we already explore many of the stories, including a soldier, a couple of adventurers, and plenty of oddities. But we haven't really touched upon the scientist group yet. Science.
We have Winston.
Science is the key feature of how these heroes solve their problems and overcome the challenges in their environments.
Sorry, he's an ape.
Creativity and the ability
He's an ape man.
to think through their problems are the key for these
Do you know
heroes.
what the easiest way to know which ones are
on behalf
ape and
of
which
everyone
ones are
from
monkeys?
story and franchise development, I'm
monkeys
very,
have tails.
very happy
Apes don't.
and excited to share
Oh, I
with you
didn't know
our
that.
latest animated shorts
So you
starring
are
our
baboons,
favorite
baboons are apes then.
climatologist, May.
Oh, it's a short about May. Okay.
Oh,
it's not.
Gotta be
It's our world premiere, and we call this one
You wanted to
Rise
ask
and
something?
Shine. Enjoy, everybody.
Oh, here it is. I'll ask you after this video here. See what we get. Peggy 12. Peggy 13. Well, there's May.
We're still in the middle of this massive ice storm. It's crazy. We missed our resupply window, and we're low on rations. So, Captain Opara is having the team hibernate.
Come on, May. Cryo chamber time.
Already?
An hour ago.
Be right there.
Snowball, give me my socks back.
I'm leaving the sensors on, so when we wake up, I'll have a whole new data set to examine.
May, you're holding up nap time.
Sorry. Bye.
Okay. So this is the map, the Antarctica map where we can actually play.
She's put in cryostasis, as the story goes. Oh, so much time has passed, Patrick.
Looks like about 80 years.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's gotta be May.
Oh, but all of her friends are dead?
Oh, wow. Is that what that means? That's kind of hard. Yeah. Art, man. It was Chinese, I guess.
Get up, Snowball.
Oh, it's Snowball. I didn't know it had a name.
Shine, sleepyhead.
Still have a name?
Yeah. And he has a Summer Games shirt.
Is this where she learns how to be a troll? Where she freezes people and shoots them in the head with a spike? Is that when this happens?
The atmospheric fluctuations above the anomaly have gotten... It's much worse than we predicted. We have to get this to headquarters.
Yeah, but
Where is all this data coming from?
what if...
Snowball, how long have we all been asleep?
What about all your dead friends?
No! Overwatch would have come for us. The comms are down?
Yes. Lyle Snub says May is the true protagonist of Fallout 4.
Nobody even knows we're here.
She's in Vault 100.
Wait a minute. Where is everybody?
And now she realizes?
We're slow, are we, May? is kind of sad. Oh, jeez. It's kind of hardcore. But they made it cute again because the little snowball guy came out.
Everyone's dead. It's fine.
9 years worth of data.
That is a cool. I want a USB stick. Looks like that.
I'll take her work to the world, my friends. I mean, I will try.
Well, that seems
The dish is
unstable.
broken. How do I get this data out?
Nothing's working.
This place is real bummer, man. Whoa, it's the wall, north of the wall. Look out.
Well, this is roughly what the outside of my door looks like in Finland.
Yeah, this is January here. Oh, she misses those people.
I can't do this alone. I wish you guys were here.
Look at all those scientists.
Thank you, Snowball. At least
Is that a
Look how
Murloc?
diverse they are.
That's a Murloc mug.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see if we can make the batteries last a little longer. Wait, what is this? This is broadcasting on the Overwatch emergency frequency. Maybe someone knows we're here. If I could just...
Come on, you're a science girl. You can do it.
Come on, Snowball. We're not on ice yet.
Oh, she's got a MacGyver contraption to make everything work.
Totally gonna MacGyver it.
Oh, it's her ice gun.
All she needs is there's her tank.
Oh no. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Oh, is she gonna use the little energy from
That was the
Snowball?
last battery, wasn't it? I can't believe I forgot about the batteries. Without power, we're dead.
Look,
No way.
look. Snowball
Use your
is
robot.
here.
Just needed a little more time.
Just plug his little bum in, and you've got your power.
And that's why she has it with her all the time on the backpack.
Oh yeah, perfect. I just happened to have an interface that worked.
She's a scientist, Scott.
The power!
Oh, look at that! It's like Linux.
What?
Oh, Snowball, you sacrificed yourself.
Snowball! You can't.
But now you can get out of here and recharge him. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, we already know he's okay.
But she doesn't. And that's not an easy couple of days there for May.
I knew that was good for something that boom. Nice ice effects. Look at that. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Hey, be careful! Ice wall coming up!
Mayday, mayday. Get it? Mayday?
Yeah. I got it the first time.
All right. Sure, you got that.
Wow.
So we're not going to get, like...
Come on, come on, come on. Winston? Oh my gosh! Come on!
People decided they were better off without us. They even called us criminals. They tore our family apart.
That's the...
But look around!
The Winston
Someone
cinematic.
has to do something!
Yeah.
We have to do something! We can make a difference again.
He initiates
the
the
world
recall.
needs us now, more than ever.
I don't have a tail. I'm an egg.
Are you with me?
Yes, Winston.
Yes, Winston. I am with you.
How do you get back though?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Oh, I guess she could transmit the signal thing.
She is into some coffee, man. Oh, she made coffee for everybody.
Yeah, for everyone who's dead.
Oh, that's sweet. So she just treks it out there. Yeah, parts of Utah in January look like that, yes. Cat room. All of Finland looks like this.
Wow. She is badass. Ah,
Yeah, she
solar
charged
energy
it.
little snowball thing.
Yeah, look, it's
on our
renewable
way.
energy. Nobody shot anybody. I'm a little surprised there was no shooting action. There usually is something.
Oh, it's okay. Snowball's okay. I am.
Snowball's okay.
So much science inspiration.
Oh,
whenever I
and they
watch
have
that every
snow
single time.
falling on the stage.
Thank you guys
Don't
all
breathe it in.
so
It's-
much for all of your love and
It's
support.
not yellow though.
We
It's okay.
really appreciate it, and we hope to see
You know,
everybody
these
online
kinds of
in the game
things
very soon.
are-
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Oh, so it's not the last thing. All right.
Nope.
Interesting. So these kinds of things, getting snow to fall on the stage, it seems like a little nothing, but when you actually have to put it together and the events team is working on finding a... Oh, that's it. All right. It was the last thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's our good friend, Turfster the
There's
Turfster.
Turfster.
I know, right?
Who
I have
looks
to
like
feel-
he's lost 25 pounds.
Since it was
we
so
saw him.
amazing. No, but
Let's go.
everything we just
Something
saw.
happened. Terpster went on a diet.
He
crash
started
diet.
working with Blizzard.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that'll make you lose weight for sure.
Video as well there.
Let's see what
All
Patrick
right, so
let's see
they're
what
done.
Terpster says. See what he says. See what Terpster says. We can get a line out of him here.
Preview of how they were able to design him coming up as well. I was really surprised about that. I didn't expect it.
Yeah, at the Hearthstone.
There's a girl.
Hearthstone one. That was so heartwarming.
So cool. And let's not forget,
she works for Blizzard
World of
now,
Warcraft
so-
Shadows of Argus is going to be available
there you go. Oh,
next
wow.
week.
He has lost
What?
weight. Jeez.
What?
Yeah, it's really
Yeah, actually, that took all of us by surprise.
Yeah.
I don't think
Since
anyone expected
Yeah.
to come out like that soon.
I have a
He
tournament
told me he
next
was
week,
on a
but if I could
a
just
low carb,
cancel
low
that,
sugar
that'd be
diet. Maybe this is
I
working
think
out
they
for
will
him.
understand.
Fuel it.
I mean,
You will be able-
guys, I
it's
don't
gonna
want to
be
make it sound
fine.
like that Terpster
No,
was
but
like,
honestly,
you know,
like some
this
amazing
900
videos,
pound
so many
man
great
before, but he's
information
lost
stuff
some
on the
weight.
stage, and we still have 3 more
TVZ
days
God wants to
of
know if
Gamescom.
Terpster's going to talk about his weight. Probably. Show
matches.
But Patrick, I guess
All
that's
right.
it.
Well, yeah. I think that's even got a little bit of Terpster sighting. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Very exciting.
Are you a little bummed out that there's zero Diablo talk, zero, StarCraft, other projects type talk, no mobile talk, like all that stuff got.
I mean, yeah, StarCraft, not really. I'm not a big StarCraft person. Mobile, I think we're going to see. They did mention during an investors call that they have. They talked about that. How's it called? The incubator, that they're working on multiple games experiences. That was interesting. Experiences, IPs, and they're looking at different platforms, including mobile. So maybe we could have gotten something, but it's not going to be the thing I'm looking forward to the most. Diablo. I wouldn't have thought we would have gotten something. There was a meager possibility, but if we get something, it might be at BlizzCon. So no, it's fine. It's not the best Gamescom reveal ever. It was okay because we're Blizzard nuts. I think anyone else doesn't really care.
Yeah, I think Like if you're a WoW fan, you're stoked about 7.3. If you are,
that you were already stoked. I mean, it's not like in this presentation, it doesn't necessarily make you more stoked. about 7.3, right? That didn't.
Honestly, the highlight is probably the Hearthstone cinematic. If I'm being honest, I think that was really good.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as it's like a little odd and tonally, I don't know what to kind of make of it yet, but I thought it was extremely well made and got me excited about Hearthstone. They're making Hearthstone feel like Christmas or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird to feel that way.
That's a good way of explaining it. It does.
Yeah.
And the girl is dressed in like red, almost like Santa Claus. No, I agree. I think it's important industry-wise because it means that industry from a strategy point of view for Blizzard and for that game specifically. Because it's not just a cinematic for a game; it's a change in strategy for that game and where it's going forward. There's a focus on the IP that is a lot more important than what has been in the past. So yeah, and it's very well done. I'm really curious to see how it affects. Basically, it's a marketing tool. It's acquisition. It's even going to get some people who might have stopped playing before to check it out again. But mostly, I think this is geared at messaging Hearthstone as something even more wide-reaching. And I stand by what I said earlier, which is they've exhausted their methods of acquisition, or not exhausted, but used a lot of their methods of acquisition for this game over the past 3 or 4 years. And now, in order to get more people, they need to go hunt for a different type of gamer. And I think that might be achieving that.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah, fascinating. It's interesting. It just felt like today was more of a showcase for animation and tone and less about game stuff. And not that we should expect big game announcements every time Blizzard does anything, but they've got BlizzCon literally in 2 months.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't mean they have announced big stuff at Gamescom before. It's just it wasn't.
But it's usually strategic. Like it made sense for them to do Legion there because we were in the very waning days of Warlords, and it was a bummer there. So it was time to like get people stoked for something and then give full reveals 2 months later. In this case, Legion's going strong. There's really no reason not to keep loving on it, So Warcraft was kind of out of the running, and they've already spilled the beans like Junkertown and all that stuff. Maybe they could have saved that for this, and it would have been a bigger deal. I don't know.
I think so. I think it would have been interesting to leave the Junker, like to have 2 reveals. I mean, 2 cinematics for the thing. It would have been possible. It gives a little bit more of a spotlight to Junkertown if you do it before the actual live stream.
Right.
Conspiracy theory, and I think we'll end on that. Conspiracy theory, the stream was supposed to be 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it ended up being just 55 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
It's not impossible that there was something else planned that was canceled in the last few days or weeks. I mean, we won't know, but
entirely possible, right?
Yeah. I would say that kind of thing is usually pretty well timed. And if you have 20 minutes planned and they end up being just 55 minutes used, there's something that might have, been cut. But anyway, it doesn't really matter.
It's entirely possible. If you had to guess, just real quick, guess what thing you think got caught. If anything got cut. Not caught, cut.
Huh. If anything got cut.
What do you think it was?
Wow.
I think there's a new map in the works for Heroes, and they aren't ready.
But you can still show it and then say it's going to be coming out soon. It might be a new IP announcement, a new game that would be big, but I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? The theories will certainly fly. But this has been a lot of fun, Patrick. I've enjoyed myself hanging out with you.
I have enjoyed myself as well. I was going to look for a disparaging joke here, but I'm not going to.
You've always got one at the ready. It's fine. It's fine.
How about you tell people where they can find you on the internet?
All right. So if you're looking for more of me, frogpants.com. There's all the things I do there. I'm taking a very brief vacation for my anniversary, and normally there would be tons of content every day, 6 days.
No, sorry. I mean, how many years anniversary?
Do you want to know how many years I've been married? Do you really want to know?
Yes,
it's going to freak
I
out.
do.
I'm single-handedly keeping good marriage statistics in check by being married to the same woman for 25 years. So 25 years. Yeah, I know.
25.
It's a long time. Yeah.
Did you get married when you were like 12?
I was 20. Hold on. 20. What would I have been? 22? 23?
Wow.
Almost 23 is what I was.
Was Kim the first
Very
woman
young.
you ever went out with?
No.
Oh.
But she is
Let's
the
be
first
honest.
she's the first one I married and stayed married to.
Okay.
So 25 years, boom, and we're going to take a little time out. So normally there's tons of content coming out of there, but check it out. Go sub to shows, that kind of stuff. There is a few other things happening, including a chunk of this audio I'll put up in the instance feed this week since we're not going to have a show on Friday. And other things. So follow me on Twitter too, at Scott Johnson. And thanks for having me on Pixels, Patrick.
Excellent. It's always a good time. Thank you for being on. I am Not Patrick on Twitter and on Facebook. You can find me there. You can also find this show and others at FrenchSpin.com and FrenchSpin.fr if you're into French language. And that's going to be it for us. We will be back in about a couple of weeks with the next episode of Pixels. Talk to you then.
Bye everyone.